Hey guys, I got a little bit of an e.l.f. haul to share with you today. It was one of those situations where I was browsing e.l.f.'s website and like one thing really appealed to me. I'm like, I've got to try this, and then a bunch of other new things started coming out of the woodwork, and I realized just how many new things are on the site right now. So I have been playing around with all of these things for the last few days. Some of them, would definitely require some more testing before I did a full review, but I just wanted to show you what's new. Actually, I think I'll begin with the thing that I know is not new, but it was just something that I wanted to try because I hadn't tried it yet. It's the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. So they've got these primers in all different versions. They've been a little hit and miss for me. I think there's a poreless face primer that I really liked. It was kind of a pinkish color. But in my travel makeup bag, I had a little size of the Smashbox Hydrating Primer. And while I was gone, I realized I kind of liked the feel of that primer. I did feel like it was offering something a little extra to my skin, so I thought, I wonder if the e.l.f. version is a dupe for that. So I got this, and it says fills in fine lines and moisturizes with vitamins A, C, and E. And the first probably two to three times that I used this, I felt like it was coming out very runny from the pump. It just seemed way too thin, like something was maybe a little wrong. And then I went to use it today, and it was like maybe I had worked through a little something in the tube, and it seemed to be just the right consistency, just a little bit thicker, but still kind of slippery, smoothed out on the skin very easily. And by the time I had it all worked in on top of my moisturizer, I felt like, yeah, there's a little something extra there, but yet my skin still feels kind of smooth. So I really like the effect that I got from it today, and I predict that that will be the way it continues to go. But if you're really wanting a moisturizing primer, I actually feel like this has a little more hydration than the Smashbox one has. So these e.l.f. primers with the pump, like I said, is not the first kind of strange initial experience I've had with one of these. Those pumps can be a little squirrely sometimes, but right now, it seems to have worked its way out. And one more thing that I know has been in the line for a while, but I just wanted to try, is one of their $1 eye brushes. This is called the Blending Eye Brush. Pretty sure I tried something like this, like right when e.l.f. launched years and years ago, but I didn't have it in my collection any longer, so I thought, let's try this out. And honestly, it doesn't seem like, quite the fluffy blender that I was hoping. It's pretty dense with bristles, and there's not much of a taper going on either. I can't say that it's a fully blunt cut, but it is kind of close to that, so I'm not sure how I'm going to use this. If maybe I would stamp a little product, like in my outer corner, but then ultimately blend it out with something else, or I'm just not sure. I haven't quite found a use for this yet in my collection. Now the brand new stuff. Couple of new cheek products here. They are called Matte Blush Duos, and I know they do have the matte blush bronzer. I think it's in the shade called Fiji. It's a really great product, very pigmented, but these specifically say Matte Blush Duos, so they are natural types of colors in here. I got, I think, both of the shades that were available. Soft and Subtle is this one, and Rosy Flush is the other. And I feel like, I'm getting a very wearable vibe out of both of these, and I have worn them both on the cheeks, and I think they're absolutely great. I'm glad e.l.f. is expanding like their matte cheek products, because they do have a nice formula going. If you enjoyed the formula of their matte blush bronzer, I think you're gonna really like this. And I am wearing the Soft and Subtle shade today, so this color is what's happening right in here. And then this peach is extremely soft. Like, this is not the kind of shade I would wear alone and really feel like I was getting much out of it. But after I applied this color, which really, even though that looks like a soft shade, it's plenty pigmented, it's plenty of color on the cheeks. I had blended that out, and then I took the lighter peach and just kind of went over the top, and somehow it kind of smoothed out the whole blend. So I don't know, in both of these, I almost look at the lighter shade as sort of a corrective type, smooth it out, brighten it up type color. And then the Rosy Flush, this shade is just gorgeous. This is a fantastic blush color, really nice pigmentation there. 100% matte, and the light shade here also seems kind of peachy, but yet it's even lighter than the one in the other compact. And again, I kind of use it in the same way, sort of airbrushing over the blush that I've applied, but I don't see this as a standalone blush. I think these are a really nice texture, and maybe my favorite thing from the whole haul, one of my favorite things. The other thing that I really enjoyed were these High Shine liquid liquid lipsticks. Funny that they named them that because Mally has a product named exactly the same thing. I just got a couple of these to kind of get a feel for the formula, and one of them I'm wearing right now. This is called Bitten Pink, and it's really shiny. These are very opaque, like glossy finish, full color lip products. The way the applicator is, it's kind of like a furry doe foot. Like there's a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of furriness coming off that thing and a little bit of a scoop in there. So it really does hold some product, and it's easy to apply. It's not so big, as you can see. You can really nicely get to the outer edges of your lips, get a neat application there. They smell a little bit. Honestly, the first thing that comes to mind is the scent you get when you open a packet of instant cocoa, like the little cocoa mix packets. That's kind of what it makes me think of. But the formula is really like thick enough to hang around a decent amount of time. Yesterday, I noticed I put it on in the morning and it was still wearing through lunch. So I'd eaten something for lunch. I can't remember what I had. Anyway, I ate, I drank, and this was actually still hanging around, not to its fullest extent, but it was still definitely there on my lips. So it's not uncomfortably sticky. It's not the kind of thing you're gonna put on your lips and be continually thinking about, oh, is there something goopy on my lips? It's just a nice kind of glossy formula, but pigmented enough to actually have some color and a beautiful shine as well. And this color, this Bitten Pink, I think is very everyday, very much like a workplace type color for anybody who tries to stick in more of a conservative color range. The other shade that I got is Crushed Berries. I wouldn't call it a pure red, but it's kind of a cool berry red. And I love the color, but I do think it can be a little bit risky wearing those bright shades in a lip gloss type formula. Because while these do have decent staying power, they can definitely move outside the lips more easily than, say, a matte lipstick in this color would. So pretty colors on both, but I think if I get any more of these, I'm probably going to go a little bit more toward the lighter spectrum just because I'm more comfortable wearing that type of color in this consistency. But this is still gorgeous, and if you're interested in it, you know, you may want to check it out. Would you like to hear about the biggest fail of this haul? It was the Ultra Control Ink Liner. So e.l.f. has a liner pen. Do you see how there's like a little ball right at the end? There, I think we focused. Yeah, it's got that little ball, and check it out. Yep, you're seeing that right, folks. There is no color. Oh, we got a little streak. More. I swear, I played with this thing for so long. I've stored it different ways to try to get something out of it, and it's dry as a bone. I mean, I can barely get one light streak there on the palm of my hand. I don't know what's going on with this. I clearly got a dud. If you've bought this, tried it, had any success with it, please let me know. I can't think that they would put out a product and actually put it through testing and they all turned out to be that way. I just can't picture a meeting of people sitting down and trying this out, seeing no color and being like, yep, that's the one, that's the winner. I just think I got a flawed product here, but something to be aware of if you're thinking about getting that. You might be taking a bit of a risk. They've also got what they're calling Glide-On Gel Liners. So these are retractable pencils, and they had a nude shade available, so that was my first, like, gotta try the nude. I gotta try the nude in that lower inner rim. And then the next one is called Bronzed Brown. And I don't think there's any shimmer in that brown. I was kind of thinking maybe there would be, but it's more like just a true medium brown. They go on pretty easily. They seem like they might be kind of a soft eyeliner formula, but the issue here is that they don't actually set, and that's a real disappointment for me. When you look at a new eyeliner hitting the market, I don't care what the price range is, there are so many drugstore liners now that they're making that can go on smoothly and, you know, give them a little bit of time and they will actually dry down and not move, and these really don't get to that point, so that frustrates me. Also, the nude in the lower inner rim. I am wearing that in my lower inner rim, and I gotta tell you, I had to work pretty hard. I had to go back, forth, really lay it on thick to feel like I was getting it in there, and already I can see a little bit of wear down like in my outer corner, and I've only been wearing this not even half an hour. Definitely not the kind of thing I would go back and buy more of, so I just wanted you to know that. Something I did leave out of my first few items that were older, had been on the site for a while, the $1 tweezers. Love these tweezers. Got an extra pair because they have become become my favorite tweezers that I use, and I travel with my Tweezermans in my little bag, and I'm like, gosh, I miss the e.l.f.'s. So these are only $1. It's the slant tip tweezer. They've got other tweezers that they're trying to sell for like a higher price, but you want these little silver $1 ones. They're the best. Last makeup item before we get into a few new skincare things. I got this finishing powder. It's from their Beautifully Bare line, so it's completely mirrored and completely smudged over. And I got the Fair to Light shade. I think the next shade up is probably my ideal color for all over the face, but that was sold out. So I got the Fair to Light, and for me, it seems to be a very, very mattifying powder. Like, I was kind of surprised actually, because coming from this Beautifully Bare line, I thought maybe they would put out something that had, I don't know, a bit more of a natural finish on the skin, but it's very straight up mattifying. And I feel like the only place I can get by with using this is kind of dabbed on the under eye for the lightness that it has, because it's so matte. When I put it all over the skin, it just looks powdery on me. And it does have a nice, like, kind of creamy texture as far as powders go. You know, it's better than a lot of cheap powders might be. But even on my under eye area setting concealer, I've got to be very, very careful with it, because I just feel like for as matte as it is, it does have that potential to show up quite a bit, so you got to be careful about it. Now, because I am on such a sheet mask kick these days, one of the things I was most excited about trying from this haul is the Hydrating Water Sheet Mask. Yes, e.l.f. has a sheet mask. They're charging, I believe it's $3 for it. Let me double check. Yep, $3. Oh, and as I open it up here on my phone, I see they've now got a makeup brush cleaning glove. See, you just can't keep up with new e.l.f. stuff. In the couple days before you shoot a video, they've put something else out. But this says with purified water and aloe, no parabens, no sulfates, no phthalates. And it's just one of those, you know, single-use sheet masks. You put it on, I think I wore it for 20 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. It's just the mask in here, and it's completely saturated, as sheet masks tend to be with their skincare kind of serum-y type of liquid. So I used this last night. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very soothing, very cooling feeling on the skin. The size of the mask definitely wasn't, you know, too awkward on my face. Some of them, you know, are like way big, but there was no stinging. There was definitely no sensitivity. And then I took it off and just kind of rubbed in whatever additional goo was still hanging around on there. And I brought it down my neck, and, you know, I'll just slather that stuff anywhere, really. You want to take advantage, I think, of everything that's in the pouch. But my skin felt really hydrated, really nice and soft after it was all said and done. I didn't feel that kind of odd residue that some sheet masks leave behind. Like, I didn't feel sticky. But I just felt nicely hydrated, and I thought it was a nice mask. It was very similar to the effect of the mask I just talked about in my Best in Beauty video. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, it's not happening. It's not coming out. The Miss Spa, I think was the brand. It was the mask from Walmart. Now it's gonna run you like $2. This one is $1 more. Well, maybe if you're doing an online e.l.f. haul anyway, you might pick one of these up, but it really is a very similar effect to the one that I mentioned before from Walmart, which is just a little cheaper. Then I also got e.l.f.'s Moisturizing Sleeping Mask. So this is in a pump style container here. It says clear leave-on mask, delivers hydration overnight so you awake to soft skin that looks refreshed and nourished. My skin looked decent this morning. I wouldn't say, I don't know, it didn't look that different from any other morning. Infused with purified water, aloe, vitamin E, and jojoba. And apply a thin layer all over the face, neck, and chest. Leave on overnight, rinse off in the morning. This is one of those products, you know, when we're talking skincare, I don't think you can ever just use something once and really have a great feel for how it's gonna go. You've got to kind of give it a little time. But putting this on last night, I thought, wow, that's very thin. Some of these sleeping masks that I've tried tend to be a pretty thick formula, like just as rich as what you're envisioning to be a really rich night cream, but maybe even thicker than that. And this texture seemed very comparable to a lightweight moisturizer. But at the same time, it isn't one of those 100% like absorbed and gone type of lightweight moisturizers. You know what I mean? There's definitely some extra hanging around on your skin. You can feel it. But were the overnight, like waking up to this effects really that great or that different. My skin really didn't feel super hydrated when I woke up this morning. I've got to give this some more tries, but if you're looking for a lighter weight sleeping mask, aka glorified night cream, maybe you want to test this out. For me, it's seeming kind of middle of the road, borderline not enough moisture. And then the last thing I want to tell you about is this micellar cleansing water from e.l.f. And I have been using this over the last few days, and I just told you about my Garnier micellar water that I really love. Been using that for months as kind of the start of my day. Basically, I sit down here, I get some of that on a cotton pad, and that is my makeup or my face cleansing step at the start of the day. So I use this kind of the same way. I haven't tried this from a makeup removal standpoint yet, which is what many of these micellar waters claim to be able to do. Just a couple observations from the way I've been using it. This definitely has like a scent that stands out to me. It's not a bad scent, but it's kind of like makes me think of like any deodorant that might be labeled fresh or something. I don't know. It's definitely got a smell to it, and I can assure you that it did not irritate my eyes whatsoever, but fragrance in a product like this, it kind of worried me a little bit, but I was able to go all over my skin. I felt a little bit more of a residue type feel than I do with the Garnier. After I use that, I feel like my skin just feels like clean skin. And these micellar waters are not supposed to be over drying. So I get that. None of these waters have left my skin with that, you know, tight feel that you sometimes get after you wash your face with certain cleansers. But at the same time, I do want my skin to have a clean feel before I start my makeup. And this was just, I don't know, a little step down from that. Maybe I'll have to try it just on some makeup removal just to see how strong it really is in that respect. But I just wanted to let you know that's out there. So that's all I have for this haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I would say some of my top picks would be the matte blush duos. I really like both of these that I had. And definitely the High Shine Liquid Lipstick in the Bitten pink shade that I've been wearing. Love this color. Really nice formula. So those really surprised me. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.